Welcome guys to episode 13 है ना.
Thank you, bro.
And
Thank you,
आज
ma'am.
चाहिँ we have Samriddhi Didi and Neetesh Rai.
Thank you, bro.
Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, guys. My name is Neetesh, and professionally, I'm a musician. I'm a singer, and yeah, it's been some years that I've been touring around places and sharing my music and gaining some good experience with people around the world, and mainly Nepalese people. So life is going good, and I'm a single child. I'm young and
Rocking.
yeah, that's it.
Hi everybody, I'm Samriddhi. I'm also a musician by profession. I would say I'm a multi-passionate person. I have various passions, I know.
Morning.
I'm an athlete as well. I travel also, making videos. And today we are so excited to be in Manav's podcast because we've been planning to do this for so long and finally we found a time that worked for all of us.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
it means a lot.
Thank
so you guys are in a relationship, right? Yeah.
You went straight to
Whoa!
It's not about the relationship.
So how's that going for you guys? How's it going? I'm very interested, you know.
It's going great, I know.
Yeah, of course.
Before being in a relationship, I think we are just like the best of friends.
Duos.
The best of duo, I know. I think, and that worked out pretty well for the relationship.
So how long have you guys known each other?
It's been it's been some time, man. I think back in 2016, 16,
more than
17,
almost 7 years of knowing.
Almost 7 years, yeah. And the thing didn't build up like a traditional relationship. You know, there were some hardships on the way. And yeah, we were
Which Manav shouldn't know, is too young to know.
You're too young to know, man.
I'll cover my ears.
But yeah, your time's coming. You know? Absolutely, that's the truth. Everyone goes through it. But yeah, we shared some good values regarding friendship and talked about
we had shared passion.
Could relate, you know.
Yeah.
Your highs and lows. I'm sorry.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. It's always really silent. Sorry for that.
No problem.
So yeah, Theo, just Romailo life, dukha sukha go sharing, and you find you find yourself in someone. You know, that's the moment. Okay? Like you find a part of yourself, a big part of yourself in someone, and that I think that's really important for two people to decide that they are going to continue this life.
Yeah, and you also like it's important like when you meet someone like not to force it, okay? Like sometimes like I struggle with this, you know, that saying no to any garo like when it comes to anything, yeah, like if people ask me to do stuff, it's hard to say sorry, I'm busy, you know, like it's very hard to do that.
It's very hard, man. I think the hardest thing in the world is to say no. It's very hard to say no.
I agree. I mean, I think we all struggle with it.
Yeah, we all do.
Like, I mean, like, how you said like you knew each other since 2016, and then you were friends, and then you went and you started dating. And what was that transition like?
Transition.
You want to say? You want to say?
I was not expecting Manav to ask questions regarding this. I'm like,
I'm so sorry. This is what I was most excited about.
Really?
No, I'm joking.
The transition. The funny thing is, it didn't feel like a transition.
Transition, right?
It was just two people being just two people.
How old are you, Manav?
I'm 15.
Ours is strictly 18 plus, man.
Paid content only.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I would say there was no transition. There was very little transition. It was, as he said, finding a part of you in the other. They were ekdam sajilo थियो, friendship bada नै it bloomed, and it's the conversations, it's the jokes that only we get.
And later on, you start to be responsible on each other. You know, all the words shared, all these things, you start taking responsibility of every rights and wrongs that you commit. And then I think you really start respecting each other because you know each other's flaws and strength, you know. If just knowing someone's strength, I don't think that really inspires you to live with that person. But if you really know about the weaknesses, their faults, you know, their drawbacks, I think that situation will really make you softer, really, you know, help you put the guards down, I guess.
I think like when you know what somebody's been through in terms of like what they're not good at, what their flaws are, I think, and you still love them, then it's like, you know, it's real, you know, it's not like you just like what's good about them, and then when it's bad you run away, you know, like it's not how it works. Anything
not
works,
how it
right?
works. But you're too young to know all of this.
The point is...
But the point is, but you're very wise for a 15-year-old, I must say that.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
When I was 15, like, I don't know.
I remember having conversation like this when I was 15.
Exactly.
I was like, बिहान के खायो भात खाइ खाएन
Homework.
के हेर्ने
Homework.
अनि के खेल्ने that was it.
अनि एसएलसी आउँदैछ टेन्सन मात्र
मेरो एसएलसी हुने म ब्रिटिस स्कुल
ब्रिटिश
जान्छु
स्कुलमा जान्छन्
सो आई टेक आइजिसिएससी तर त्यस्तै हो
एससी जस्तै हो
मेरो आउन
तर
लाग्छ
उता युके के डिग्री
युके
सो 10th मा हुन्छ
अब यो इयर
yeah.
I'm terrified.
All the best, man. All the best. We'll be rooting for you.
I think
I have one question for you. Why is the podcast name Bottom Up?
Okay, so bottom up thing, it's like you said, right? It's all about the hardships and the bottom, right? And it's all about valuing that, because I feel like when people such as yourselves, you know, you're big time celebrities and you're talking all over, a lot of people ask about all your greatest successes, like your new songs, your new performances, all that, which I'm also interested to know about. But I'm also interested to know about what struggles and what hardships you've been through to get there, you know, because it's not a straight road to, I'm going to do this. It'll all go the right way and it'll all work out in the end. I feel like if that happens, then you're not going to be successful, because you're not going to learn from all these setbacks and these failures. I mean, I'm 15, but like I've been through a lot, you know, like just mentally and physically. So this podcast, I wanted to use it to talk to people to find like what they've gone through, you know, because it's not, I know that it's not just me struggling through life. I think it's all of us, and I think we need to talk more about it, you know.
Oh,
That's
right.
just
That's right.
so bottom up, you know.
That's the name, man.
Yeah.
You've got to.
I think she got some goosebumps listening to
Yeah.
No. Okay, yes, I did.
Yeah.
There's just an insect biting me.
you. Okay,
What
sorry.
I was
Dengue.
about to say is, you've got to have your bottoms
Yeah.
for yourself to be launched wherever you want to.
Yeah.
You know? And we've always all been through the dirt.
Yeah.
Of course,
You know?
man. Yeah.
I think that's what makes us successful. That's what makes us who we are,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'd be very boring people without any stories.
Yes.
Right. And then the funny part is it's an ever going process. It never ends. I don't think I don't think as we human beings we can look back and say, oh, at that time I was really happy, or at that time I was really sad. Yeah, we do pretty often when we're sitting in bars and having these normal conversations. But at the end of the day, life is always a learning process. I guess in each day and in each year, there will always be moments where you are sad, when you're happy, when you're struggling for something, when you're achieving something. You know, like left there's something you're losing, and right there always be something that you're achieving. I think God has treated us like that. And the sad part is only when we are not getting what we want and going through some hard situation in our life. At that point we think okay, malai matra kin yesto huncha, why always me, you know?
Yeah.
But we forget ki when we're happy we take it for granted too. When we are laughing, and we think these moments are always there. But I think we really need to balance these kind of thing and admit that life is always going to be hard, man. I think I'm okay with that fact ki life is always going to be hard.
And like you said, right, it's more than just like good and bad, right? It's life is not a binary thing, you know. We're not computers that says yes we're happy, yes we're sad, you know, yes and no. There's so much color in between, and we need to learn how to balance that out and cherish it, and cherish the bad moments that help us learn, and the good moments that reward us, you know. Like we shouldn't just be like, oh, we take it for granted, we don't really want to, like, we just kind of take it for granted, right? We just kind of are like, oh well, yeah, oh well, this is life. But it's not, it's it's just a part of it, and we need
It's
to
just a
learn
part
how
of
to
it. Exactly.
how to cherish it.
And I believe it's very important to have hard moments in our lives, because I've seen, I mean, it's a fact that the most successful people in the world had gone through the hardest times as well.
Yeah.
And it also pushes you to become better. जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई. I mean, it
Mm.
was the hard times that I think made me more tough than the good times. Because the good
Absolutely.
times you're just so relaxed.
Of
But then
course.
hard times pushes you to, I think, scale yourself to newer heights that you didn't
Of
know
course.
before. क्या?
Of course.
अनि मलाई लाग्छ कि होइन जस्तै अब रविन्द्र नाथकै कुरा गरिरहेको थियो नि त. It was his hard life that actually now is making him into a champion नि त. अनि जो मान्छे चाहिँ हार्ड लाइफ धेरै हुँदैन उनीहरू चाहिँ अति नै कस्तो हुन्छ त्यो अलिकति विक त भन्नु चाहिँ मिल्दैन, अलिकति सफ्टी है, धेरै हार्ड लाइफै छैन, सो इजी,
अलिक passive भइदिन्छ
So
Yes,
Alkala, they don't value what
they don't
what
value.
they get, okay? Because they
Exactly.
haven't gone through like what's to go through, you know.
Yes,
And they
yes,
just
yes.
it's like one straight line, and they don't value what's at the top because they're
Right.
just there,
Yeah.
you know. I feel like, yeah, I mean, what are you guys are very successful people in Nepal, you know, some of the greatest artists, right? Maybe like
Bro.
in the world, you know,
We've
but like,
we've yet to reach the successful point, but
Yeah,
we're getting there.
but
hopefully.
what are some hardships that you guys have gone through along the way?
Okay, if I start, do you want to start?
You start, come on. I'm here.
Hardships.
I don't think अब त्यसलाई ट्रेस गर्न सकिन्छ फेरि यस्तो कुराहरूलाई.
फेरि यस्तो, I think having the winning spirit and a positive attitude really works for you. And I believe I've always had that in me, even growing up. Okay? Because I got into sports so young, and winning and losing is a part of the sport. So that made me sort of resilient and also very adaptive. So hardships सबैको लाइफमा हुन्छ. It's how you deal with it. It actually makes a difference. Okay? So मेरोमा पनि थियो होला. Now that, because I don't mull over the hard and the difficult points too much, as the people of this generation mostly do. I've seen that young people अहिलेको, they actually just focus on what's going wrong in their life and drill it, and then, you know, talk about it, which is a good thing. But I think they
They like
Dwell into it.
control
they
them.
dwell into it
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much,
yeah.
and it consumes them, and their the trauma they talk about, depression they talk about, they wear it like a badge, which is not wrong. But if you make that your identity, I do believe in energy and vibration, and if you're staying in a vibration of being sad and angry and frustrated all the time, and those are the kind of moments that you attract जस्तो लाग्छ. Okay, so म चाहिँ I skip over, I wouldn't say skip over, I live through the hard moments. तर I know कि okay, some hard moments आयो भने I know कि okay, this is trying to teach me something, so what is the lesson here, and I get the lesson, I pick the lesson, and move forward. Okay, and I'm always happy like that. But some of the things I would say that was really crushing for me is happened in the public eye. There were certain times where I said things that was misconstrued, misinterpreted by the audience. होइन अब त्यो डिटेलमा नजाऊँ because फेरि त्यो another issue हुन्छ. So I'll just say कि that was, I think, for a young adult in me, it was very hard for me to accept that an entire community was angry at me, and I was being hurled all kinds of profanities and comments and criticisms, and it was very hard for me to take it at that time. Okay, but now that I look back at it, I feel like, number one, I feel like I was very brave for what I said, and I shouldn't step back and say I shouldn't have said that, number one. And number two is, now I know how the public mind works. So now I know that as a public person, I shouldn't, you know, just because I pride myself being a very honest person, I shouldn't like blurt out so much honesty in the public. Okay? There are ways to say, which I've learned so much from Neetesh, because he's so well spoken, English ma Nepali ma दुईटैमा उले आफ्नो राख्ने कुराहरु कति मजाले मिलाएर पब्लिकलाई पच्ने गरिराख्छ के, which is something I've had to learn. Okay, त्यो चाहिँ I would say, I think from that experience I've learned to be, I think I wouldn't say politically correct, because I don't want to be politically correct, because that wouldn't make me honest, but I know how to be honest, but at the same time
brave,
put it in a very kind way.
Like कस्तो लाग्छ नि, like you guys have to watch what you say, you know, like त्यो गाह्रो हुन्छ, like in your brain, like are you guys thinking, oh should I say this, should I not say this, त्यस्तो हुन्छ कि हुँदैन?
त्यो
And
हुनै
happens,
पर्छ
man.
पर्छ रहेछ
I think like त्यो हुँदाखेरि like don't you guys get tired? Like you just want to say something but you just can't. Like for me, I would be very frustrated
Yeah.
personally. के मलाई
Yeah.
अति नै
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
That starts with that, but easily to be honest, I would not say कि हो त्यस्तो हुनु हुँदैन, but yeah, you're a human being. Last man, at the end of the day, you're a मान्छे हो, feelings बोकेर हिँड्ने हुन्छ अनि you're in a good mood, bad mood, अनि त्यो public आइमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने you have to wear this त्यो लिनै पर्छ क्या त्यो एउटा aura चाहिँ बोकेर हिँड्नुपर्छ. It should not be fake, but at the same time उसले पनि भने नि you should be prepared के like के चाहिँ बोलिरहेको छु कसरी चाहिँ deliver गर्ने चाहिँ सोचेको राम्रो. तर यङ हुँदा चाहिँ it causes frustration क्या किन मैले जे मन लाग्यो त्यही बोल्न नपाउने, what the hell is wrong हैन. तर पछि यसो सोच्दा चाहिँ अब if you're looking at some कुनै ठुलो सेलिब्रिटी उसले के बोल्यो भने हामीले पनि त जज गर्न पुग्छ नि, बिकज त्यो वर्ल्डले त्यस्तै हो कि पिपल थिङ्क कि दे आर अलवेज राइट के फेमस पिपल आर अलवेज राइट भन्ने ट्याबु छ क्या सोसाइटीमा. जहिले याद गर न लाइक वेन सेलिब्रिटी के अरे के भन्छ अरे सम एउटा केही उसले केही नराम्रो कामहरू गर्यो भने दे आर सो मेनी पिपल हु आर जस्ट लाइक प्रोटेस्टिङ एन्ड डिसबिलिफ नि उसले यस्तो गर्नै सक्दैन उसले यस्तो गर्नै सक्छ बिकज मान्छेहरूमा एउटा थट्स के इन्स्टल हुन्छ भने सेलिब्रिटी भएपछि तिमीले गल्ती नै गर्न मिल्दैन टाइपले सोध्छ कि
you're perfect.
That's just a human being, normal human being wanted to be in the public eye. म त अझ के भन्छु नि यो पब्लिक आईमा आउने ह्युमन बिङ्सहरूसँग त झन् धेरै मेन्टल प्रब्लम्सहरू हुन्छ भित्र बिकज त्यो अलरेडी नै अलिकति नार्सिसिस्टिक क्वालिटी हो नि त टु साइन. नत्र वाइ वुड यु वान्टिङ टु साइन इन फ्रन्ट अफ अदर्स होइन. Another, why would you want to shine if you're a normal person?
That's
just go
a good
home.
self-analysis.
Yeah.
But that's not true for everybody.
Yeah. तर त्यो एउटा हुन्छ if you want something like to do in the public eye, like competition के गर्नु छ नि त त्यो त यस्तो self belief हो कि त्यो self belief too much भयो त you'll make you a bit of a narcissist.
Yes. It's possible that I think there are studies have been done कि people who take professions in the public sphere who wants to be like let's say celebrity or whatever of any kind. They have some
delusion.
No, I wouldn't say delusion. They have a need to be loved, which comes in the form of fans adoring them.
Right.
So if you don't check yourself, check your ego or check your path where you're heading, it's very easy to fall into the narcissistic trap. Okay, you can become a narcissistic because it's the because like we go on stage and then there are people adoring you and people will think like okay I'm invincible
I'm God
I'm God type of thing. But also you never know, so you really have to keep yourself in
check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's very important.
So coming to your question चाहिँ त्यही हो मैले चाहिँ बुझेको कस्तो भने so when I was a little bit younger than what I am today I'm still young होइन what I would say
मेरो लागि त young हो मानवको लागि
भन्नु so when I was younger I used to feel कि I'm an honest person, I'm a rebel, मैले जे भने त्यही हुनुपर्छ मलाई त I'm not gonna put no filters on होइन त्यस्तो लाग्थ्यो. तर अहिले सोच्दाखेरि चाहिँ कस्तो भन्दाखेरि it's also I have to see it in a way like I'm in a position where most young people are not. Maybe there are so many people following me and then what I say has an impact Nita. So I have to therefore be careful of how I say it.
You're right.
So if I want to say something, if I want to drive home a point, but if I say it in a nice, well packaged way, my intention to मेरो wrath, rebel nature देखाउने हैन नि त. My intention त मेरो भनेको कुराले त सबैभन्दा धेरैलाई impact होस् भन्ने हो नि त. So त्यो मिलाएर भन्न सक्यो भने चाहिँ it's a skill I've had to learn.
That's a trait of a good communicator too.
Yes.
A communicator should learn how to like deliver the message. Whatever the message is तरिका right भयो नि त जस्तो नि message अगाडि पुग्यो
like to passion and तिम्रो passion attached to that emotions aside and clearly भन्ने क्या. and it's a
what you did like hats off respect.
It's a trait I've had to
पछि तिमीले त्यही केसमा तिमीले apologize पनि गर्यौ त हैन मेरो भन्ने तरिका राम्रो भएन.
I apologize for I don't know if you know this case but I apologize to my community that I let down.
That's a great thing.
But I said ki I'm sorry that it hurt you but I didn't mean it like that. you've completely misconstrued what I tried to say. That is all I said.
Of course, you were young, you were blunt.
Blunt.
You are a different person. That person just used to look like you. So you are not that person anymore.
I'm still absolutely honest.
Right.
केही कुरा सोध्यो भने अब जस्तै कि recent last couple of years regarding the beauty pageant, I was very honest with what I said. And I don't think I'll backpedal from being an honest person, but I'll just package my speech in a very nicely just पचाउने खालके
पचाउने अनि हामीले के पनि सोच्नुपर्छ भने सबै कुरा सोसियल मिडियामा खसालिनुपर्छ भन्ने पनि छैन. कहिलेकाहीँ त्यो राइट मोमेन्ट कुरेर बरु रियल पिपलहरू क्या अगाडि मुखमा गएर पनि भनिदिने कि केही भन्नु छ भने होइन सोसियल मिडियामा लेख्नु सट्टा बरु त्यो मान्छेलाई भेटेर यताउता छलेर आफ्नो हातमा चाहिँ क्यामेरा सुन्नु त आई हेभ टु से दिस वाट यु हेभ टु से अबाउट दिस भनेर. I think that is also a movement we need in the future.
Shouldn't be scared to say the
truth. Like, I think another point is that like people like these days they hide behind the screen, then they think they can say whatever they want, and they're not being held accountable as much as if I said something to your face, and it's just like, well, this is like, why are you posting something like this? Why are you messaging me this kind of stuff when like you wouldn't say that to me in person.
Right.
You wouldn't go on stage and say this to people, right? But I don't know. I think social media is like a bit. It's good and bad.
Have you also had an encounter like that where you were said things from behind the screen?
I know. No, I've never been cyberbullied. This is crazy, but what, you guys were gonna go like beat them up, like, oh, we'll go get you.
I've been massively cyberbullied, but I never felt like I should go and
do something. I feel
I feel yeah, of course. First month I used to fucking go crazy, man. Bakar start by as a young guy, man, everything, but you would never imagine somebody would hate you, okay? You get me? अनि कता कता म एकदिन टुर गरिरहेको थिएँ होइन यताउता गरिरहेको थिएँ अनि भर्खर स्टार्ट भएको थियो फर्स्ट टाइम मैले मेरो हेटर्सहरूलाई देखिरहेको थिएँ क्या अलिअलि अनि त्यो बेला सुरुमा अब सोसियल मिडियामा बाल त बालै नलाग्ने तर यो टुर गरिरहेको बेला यताउता अलिकति आफ्नै टेन्सन अब टुरमा त्यस्तो त हो नि होइन गरिरहेको बेला एउटा आर्टिकल देखेँ क्या एउटा कुन चाहिँ एउटा आर्टिकल बनाएर रहेछ क्या आई स द्याट आर्टिकल एट द्याट टाइम. And that guy was writing like this guy is just like overrated the article overrated and this guy
article not even a
right exactly usko song first is gay jasto zindagi ulle just I know that you'll porn bittikai like this guy I don't know if he's a fan but this guy hates me hola kinaki tyo त्यति बेलाको त्यो माइन्डले मेरो त्यो सोच्यो
होला नि त एउटा हेडफोन दिन म
यहाँ छ ल
हाम्रो रेकर्ड त भइरहेछ है
भइरहेछ
मजाले हेर त पखै मान म अलिकति तार निकाल्छु ल राइट थ्याङ्क यू ब्रो सुनिरहेछ अनि सो या स दोज आर्टिकल्स अनि त्यति बेला चाहिँ मैले फेस गर्न थालेँ कि भर्खर यस्तो कुराहरू अनि त्यति बेला चाहिँ अब लाइक ए ठिकै छ आई हेभ एन इमेज मलाई त्यहाँ बाहिर गएर नाटक त गर्नु छैन तर यसलाई चाहिँ म एक दिन कहिले न कहिले पर्सनली त म भेट्छु होला त्यसले नाम लेखाएर हिँड्दैछ क्या फेरि आफ्नो त्यहाँ तर सम अफ दिज पिपल वेयर के लाइक सेयरिङ जस्तो नि देखेँ क्या मैले त्यसकोमा अलिकति धेरै किनकि त्यो कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ नि लाइक अ गाई जस्ट निड्स टु लाइट द फायर क्या त्यो सलाई मात्रै बालिदिनु पऱ्यो त्यो अरू मान्छेहरू आफै आउँछ क्या त्यहाँ भन्नलाई क्या उसले एउटा के न्यू मात्रै उसले न्यू त्यो देखेँ कि मैले को मान्छेहरू बोलिरहेको म त एकछिन भर्खर उठिरहेको छु निन्द्रा नपुगिरहेको हङओभर मान्छेले त्यस्तो देख्नु पऱ्यो लाइफ फर्स्ट टाइम मेरो त एकछिन मुडै अफ भयो र पछि गएर बुझ्दै गयो होइन यिनीहरूलाई देखाउँछु भने फेसमा गएँ म त्यसलाई तँलाई देखाउँछु भनेर मैले यस्तो ट्र्याकहरू निकालिदिएँ कि त्यसपछि लाइक त्यो गायब भयो क्या त्यो त्यस्तो आर्टिकल लेख्ने यिनीहरू त्यो आफै नै गायब भयो क्या लाइक आई थट कि आई किक देम आउट के सो देन अनि त्यही अब जस पोइन्टमा पुग्छु यस्तो कुराहरू देखेर फर्स्टमा चाहिँ अब ओके यिनीहरू के लेखिरहेको यो मेरो बारेमा यिनीहरू होइन आई डोन्ट हेभ एनिथिङ अगेन्स्ट दिज गाइज but still these guys are trying to pull my leg kina chai yesto ta like why are they trying to pinch me it's the feel hunthyo पछि गएर चाहिँ but then I look back at it and I see hey these guys we came these guys took the wrong way to approach me of course like criticizing somebody is not good, and you don't like somebody criticizing you. But at the end of the day, if it makes you better, that's good. Now I think कति क्रिटिसिजमहरूले गर्दा I've become a better musician. Now कति कुराहरूमा मलाई त्यो कमेन्ट्सहरूले ट्रमा दियो होला एउटा टाइममा, and then I think ए राम्रो गर्नुपर्छ, because there will be some people who will try to make you better in life, but by saying the harsh words. And अहिले चाहिँ I'm a matured guy. I know कि okay कहिले केही हेट्रेड पनि त्यो कुरालाई म बालाइदिन्न नि भन्ने होइन कि अहिले भन्ने के रहेछ त ए ओके अहिले यहाँ च्यापेछ नि त ओके I should do better there जस्तो feel, because at the end of the day it's music.
I think like going back to like the whole haters thing, I feel like it comes from a place of jealousy, because I don't experience this, right? But I feel like anybody who's like you two are very like great people, and I don't see why like people would dislike you, right? Like if I don't like your music, fine, I just won't listen to it, I don't need to go on social media and say you suck, you're terrible, you should do better, like they don't, like there's something for everybody. Like I don't listen to jazz music, for example, but that doesn't mean I go hate on jazz artists, being like, hey, you suck,
You don't do
like,
that.
Why would I do that?
Exactly.
I just listen to other stuff, like.
Of course.
Do you think that, I mean, with your misspoken scandal and with your haters situation, you think if that hadn't happened, you would be different, or it would be the same, or you would be worse, better? Like, how do you think like the situation changed you?
I think it wouldn't change us like in a huge scale. But I would say we would get a lesson of how people's mass psychology works. You know why? You do know about trash TV, like let's say for example, reality shows and shows with Kim Kardashian. They have the highest rating because people watch it to feel good about themselves, because their lives are going so. I wouldn't say shitty, but then tumultuously. There's so much drama going on, and people love watching that, because now when they watch these trash TV, they feel like, okay, actually I'm in a better place. That's the psychology behind trash TVs and all these reality shows and stuff like that. So I think it's the same thing that applies to us also. When people maybe see us doing things because we believe in our dreams, we are chasing our dreams, we're working hard, people somehow feel insecure about their own dreams because they are not going after their dreams. They are not fulfilling what they want to do in life, and a certain part of them feels good when they hurl a negative comment towards us, and then they try to bring us down in some kind of way, and then a little bit of them gets happy. Dopamine rush हुन्छ होला कि उनीहरूलाई, जस्तै कि किनभने उनीहरू आफैले गरिरहेको छैन नि त. सो मैले चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ कसरी अब्जेक्टिभली हेर्छु यो कुरालाई भन्दाखेरि, पब्लिकमा आइसकेपछि चाहिँ हो वी हेभ टु बी रेडी टु बोथ रिसिभ बुकेज एन्ड ब्रेक्स भन्छ नि. सो इन अ वे पब्लिकमा आएर पछि चाहिँ के पनि हुँदो रहेछ नि, एउटा पब्लिक सर्भिस चाहिँ हामीले गर्ने काम पनि हो, लेट्स से म्युजिक होइन. तर अर्को पब्लिक सर्भिस चाहिँ के पनि हो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ वी विल बी ट्रास क्यान्स फर पिपल्स इमोसन्स के. इफ देयर फिलिङ ब्याड के गर्ने त, एउटा पब्लिक मान्छेकोमा गएर जे पाइदिए लेख्ने, दे फिल लिटल बिट गुड अफ देमसेल्भ्स, एन्ड देन विल हेभ टु लेट देम डु द्याट के. डोन्ट टेक थिङ्स पर्सनली के. मैले त्यो लेभलमा आई अपरेट इन द्याट लेभल के. इफ समबडी इज जस्ट राइटिङ ऱ्यान्डम ब्याड क्रुअल स्टफ, आई फिल लाइक ओके I provide a service for this person, because अब म यसको bad emotion को एकछिनको लागि trash can भएन, because for that person I'm not a human being के. I'm just a public person, and that person doesn't realize that I'm actually a human being. If I was really, really sensitive, like how I was back then when I was younger, that it would affect me. I think it's impossible for us to even expect them to be sensitive in those ways. I think they will never be. Absolutely. And it's okay.
Like it sounds like you guys are like punching bags for these people.
Yeah.
They're like, it doesn't affect you, like you don't have to.
It used to affect us, but now both of us have learned not to take it personally, and it will happen for the rest of our lives. It's happened. Like, but
at the same time, त्यसको barter पनि छ नि त. अब त्यसको barter is like there will be people who love you and support you in every.
There'll be 95% loving you and 5% of you trying to pull you down.
But sometimes it can get 50-50. Sometimes it can get 0 and 100 too. But if you're strong internally inside, like if you don't care about what's going on, it's just noise, man, at the end of the day. म त कसरी सोच्छु भने, okay, if somebody likes my music, I say thank you, but at the end of the day, I don't take it inside my heart, you know. Oh, that guy loves my music, I need to do this in my life. यसको लागि पनि गर्नुपर्छ. That, man, if that guy hates my music and loves my music, no problem. It matters when me and just my family loves what I'm doing. I'm very happy, you know. And my circle, and the people I know, I'm happy with it. Because people, मान्छेहरू sometime एउटा मान्छे चल्छ उसको हाइप ट्रेनको पछाडि दौडिने हो, त्यसपछि अर्को चल्छ उसको हाइप ट्रेन पछाडि जान्छ. You'll go crazy in a corner, man, just saying कि किन मलाई चाहिँ सुन्दैन त, हैन? You'll just ruin your mental state के बरु त्यसको सट्टा be bulletproof from the inside. You know what you're doing. तिमीलाई आफ्नो हार्ड वर्क थाहा छ, हैन? आफ्नो बिलिफ थाहा छ. साइडबाट जस्तो प्या गराउने कहिलेकाहीँ त मम ड्याडकै कुराहरू त नोइज जस्तो लाग्न थाल्छ. when you really want something, पेरेन्ट्सहरूले नि कहिलेकाहीँ ओ यस्तो नगर भन्दाखेरि you think like मेरो बाटो रोकिरहेछ. कहिलेकाहीँ I need to choose what I'm going through and to मैले आफैले नै आफूलाई बुझ्नुपर्छ जस्तो हुन्छ नि. And being in the public eye is always like that, man. You're always like कुनै तिमीले केही प्रोजेक्ट केही पब्लिकको अगाडि बुझाउनु भन्दा अगाडि you always talk to yourself, no matter what happens to this, I'm always going to be me. हैन? 1 million views आउला अथवा 2000 views आउला, I'm always going to be me. I'm not going to let it affect me.
त्यही हो. अब it's like it's really the question of who are you doing this for, okay? Like with your music, you didn't play it so other people would follow you and adore you, right? You played it because you just like playing music, right?
Right.
Same with Didi, right? You play basketball now because you want to hear people cheer you on. You play basketball because you love to play basketball.
Right.
I work out and I do this podcast because I just enjoy talking to people, right? Like at the end of the day, like if you're doing it for other people, then it's not worth putting your time and effort in, because like I said, if people don't enjoy it or if a few people don't enjoy it, then it really does affect you, because you're doing it for them, you know?
Right.
I think, like you said, you need to check yourself in the mirror and say, who am I doing this for, right? Like if I'm doing this for someone else, then I mean, like, it's your life, you know, like...
Yeah, it's time to close the book.
Exactly.
If you feel like you're doing this for someone else, I think it's time to close the book, because I think you cannot do anything after that.
You shouldn't put your value based on what other people think about you. Rather, it be love or hate.
Exactly.
कसैले हाम्रो गीतहरू एकदम हिट भयो भनेमा ल म क्या खतरा, अनि कसैले हिट गर्यो भने ला म यस्तो भन्नु नै हैन के. It's just we'll just have to think it's a byproduct of what we do, but we shouldn't base our value on the basis of what other people thinking about us or talking about us.
Because the world changes so fast. You see, like one day everybody is loving you, the other day everybody might hate you. You'll go crazy, you know. Inside that, I don't think anything is gonna help you,
because you care more about their opinion than your own opinion, right?
She always used to scold me back in the day. I remember, you know. I've always been this guy who is always searching for some doses of dopamine through anything, through these mind-diverting substances, through music, through anything that you get in an age, you know, in an age. And she always, I remember, like when we were just talking about these things back in the day, she always used to scold me. It's overdriven, you know, like calm, is good. Don't be
balance
too much.
Is the key.
Balance, don't be like गीत चल्यो खुसी अनि चलेन sad, यो सँग यस्तो anger भन्ने म्युजिकको कन्सर्टमा पनि अब कोहीसँग रिसिट्यो भने this I don't need this guy anymore. त्यो हुन्छ नि त्यो attitude when you're just rolling on that train. त्यो एउटा train त्यस्तै हो के त्यो ride नै. And I was doing this, I was tripping back in the day त्यति बेला. अनि I learned a lot of things when life put me through some of the hardest moments of my life, you know. But I remember I didn't have any ambition. I was broke. You know, I was just a guy getting outside. And I used to have so many dreams and a hopeful life. And then I remember like having everything, getting everything, and then not everything, but something, yeah, something out of my dreams. And then I realized being just like purposeless and sad, lazy all the time, angry. I didn't have that smile anymore. I just felt like I was wearing a mask and getting outside every day. And then it was time to close that chapter, and I closed it, and I just focused on my family, focused on myself, then forgot about everything. Yeah, people stopped listening to my music, man, at once. It hurt, but I was really happy that I got my family back. You know, I got what I need. You know, I can be a happy man if I have these people in front of me, and if I can make these people happy. Then, if these people are happy, and if I am happy with my house, then I can go outside and entertain the whole world. I might have that confidence
because you have a strong base, and then back home you have like support from people that you know you'll get support from no matter what. You have people to fall back on, and for people to like support you, just not just in terms of wow your music's great, but you can do this better, you can improve this. We really like honest opinions to improve and self-improvement, I think. But like I think like this story sounds very similar to my dad's, because my dad, he used to be a chef, and he used to work on kitchen floors, and he would sleep there. So he would co-own this restaurant. He's an owner of a restaurant who cooks in the restaurant, and he's sleeping on the floor of that same restaurant. Like he and I think one of his friends, right? Like it was like, yeah, my dad was really hardworking. And
that is hard life, bro.
Yeah, but
that is hard life.
My dad's gotten out of it, and he's become very successful in his own ways, right? But he says he'll never change that for the world, because that's how he met my mom, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And if he had never been slumped on kitchen floors, cooking and sleeping, you know, like, he would have never met my mom, and I would have never been here, and this would never be happening, right?
This podcast wouldn't be happening.
And so much more would never be happening, right? I think, so like when you were going through that slump, that dark time of like giving your fans the power of controlling your emotions, right? Because by the sounds of it, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you based your happiness and your moods on what your fans thought of your music, right? And like, how did that change you? You know, how did that affect you? Like, is your relationship with your fans different, same? Is it like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
get it. First, this is some deep question that you brought up. The thing is, Titibala, first man, I was young. I know, like, it was back in the day. When people loved me, I felt that I'm some kind of responsible for their happiness. You know, I was thinking, okay, they have given me something that I really wanted always, and I'm really thankful towards all these people. I still am. I'll always be. But there was a time when I went through some phases where I was not that motivated, you know, because when you're a hungry person, you need, you know, like when you just want everything, you have a different mindset. But when you achieve something in life, you know, at one age or time, you have your privacy, you know, you have your life, you have your personal life, everything that makes you a man at the end of the day, you know, and you have your responsibilities. And then you start, sometimes, you know, you start drifting away from that passion that made you this man, made you this person. And you start drifting away because you don't have that hunger anymore. You don't have that hunger to go up on stage and just play and, you know, earn that, you know, some pocket money for your fuel or some snack or whatever, you know. The moments are like you don't ask with your parents, and you just struggle for your own security needs. And this was at one point, everything you've become you've had a name, you've made a name for yourself. Then the motivation kind of deviates, but you're still trying to do your best, and people are thinking, okay, this guy, he is changed, he lost his mojo, you know, he lost his motivation, whatever, he's not like before. Everybody is saying that, and the views are decreasing. And then you know, I got to a place where I was thinking, this is not made for me, man. This is not made for me. Thank God, my success boy, but this is not made for me. Feeling I started thinking, these people betrayed me, man. This was a dark place in my head, and I don't blame anybody. I take full responsibility. किनकि यो मेरो दिमागमै घुमिरहेको कुरा हो. It's just an illusion. Because when you're an artist, when you're a creator, you're kind of delusional, okay, bro. You get me? I think that's you get me. You're kind of delusional, okay, but if you want to really make something up, okay, I want to be the world champion. But you're not the world champion, but in your head you're becoming delusional. You're creating that law of attraction, you know.
Instead of like working there, you're like, oh, I'm already there.
And that's some kind of delusional too, So that mindset my and then I thought, okay, these people betrayed me, man. Where are they when I need them today, you know? I need them to be my army. But no, people don't think about you. People just move on, you know. Because they need something. They don't care what you want. They just care what they want. And these are sad but true.
They just want to get like stuff that they want out of you, and if they don't, then they just find another person,
move on like to other greener pastures.
Like a return policy on like a toy, right? When it's not working, you just find a new one, you know. It's just like.
And then I'm so grateful. Okay, I realized that. I don't blame anybody. We are all people. I'm not here to save anybody. I cannot save anybody. So who can save me?
You can
but
only
myself.
Save yourself.
So I thought, okay, I started becoming happy at that time. You know, like, okay, I think I need to close this chapter for some time because I'm a happy guy. I made it. I'm proud of myself, man. You know, some years ago, people were laughing at me when I said, okay, I'm going to be the first guy in Nepal. See that guy. And they were laughing at me. And some were supporting me, but I could smell the laughter at that time. But then I realized, kati time my parents did trust garai hudaina. At that point, I was like, hey, yahamsama ta pugyo. I'm happy. It's not because of the people. I was praising the people, my hard work, my sacrifice. But no, it was God, man. It was the angels. It was the universe that gave me all of this, you know. Even not me, not my hard work. There are so many people who will work harder than me. I know that. There are so many musicians who are better than me. But God gave me this thing. It was like a gift. And then I started rejoicing these things. And my music, by being grateful, my music became different. My attitude towards life became different. The sense of responsibility. I really want to hit the line of masculinity all the time. I really want to stay on the edge. I don't think that being a masculine person is a crime in this society. You just need to take care of your responsibilities and take care of your duties. And that's what I'm proud of, man. Right now, I think when I wake up, I'm just happy to be alive. And everything will follow, you know.
The purpose of life is to live.
Live, exactly.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, for like, what motivated you guys to like do music in the first place? You know, it's such a like a. I mean, like, I don't mean to be stereotypical, but like, this is Asia, man. Like, doctor huनुपर्छ, like IT worker huनुपर्छ, you know. Like, you have to go in computer science and accounting and data, and then you have to go to America and then Australia and study, then come back and work a 9-to-5 job, and then make a family and have a nice house and live with your family and your parents, right? Like, but music is a very different scene to that, right? Like, what made you be like, yes, I want to do music? Because it's like, yes, we all have that dream of, like, I love to be a musician, I love to be an actor, I love to be all of this, you know. But that's just a thought, okay? It's like, well, I should probably do something more secure, like work a job, you know, because it's more guaranteed. What made you guys choose music?
Thankfully, I was not very good in maths or science for me to take up any of those professions. But I was good with my words, and I did take up a profession in journalism. I was a professional journalist for the longest time. As you said, that I also, coming from a middle-class family, my parents expected me to do a regular job, which was journalism for me at the time. But I think in the back of my mind, I always knew that I would want to one day perform, sing songs, but I never thought I would take it professionally. It just happened so I'm grateful that that path was shown to me. Because I was already good with words, I loved emoting through words, articles, blog posts. So writing songs was just a you know, like a part of it, because I used to write poems back in school as well. Ani त्यही भएर it was like an easy thing for me to choose. Okay? It was just like a part of like it was my personality very much. I never thought of like हुन्छ नि प्रोफेसनली त मैले सोचेकै थिएन. आई थिङ्क 2015को त्यो अर्थक्वेक पछि चाहिँ आई थिङ्क आई वाज पुस्ड टु डु समथिङ outside of the box, as in I was already like heading a journalism team, and I felt like, okay, if we died tomorrow or if I died in the earthquake, I would never be able to do the things that I've always wanted to do, you know. There were so many things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be an athlete, I wanted to be an RJ, be on TV, make music, sing music, perform. So it just was like a big wake-up call for me, and I was like, okay, I need to get out of this. And I've always believed in this one quote. I don't know who said it, but I always, like, it was always within me. And it said ki, when you're sleeping on your deathbed, when you look back into your life, let it not be a life of regret. And you know, it's true that people don't regret the things that they did. People regret the things that they did not do. So that was always in my head. Okay? And to earthquake, oh my god, there are so many dreams that I want to do that I'm putting it off because I want to do this regular job and make my parents happy, perhaps, you know, and do something more safe, because safe bhaneko ke ho, like regular salary is safe for a middle class family. But then I think I had to step out of it and start doing the things like I wanted to travel entire the country, I wanted to write music. So it all came with that one point,
that wake up call.
So I'm very grateful for that. Ani अस्ति नै पनि एउटा सुनिरहेको थिएँ, the two most addictive things in life is heroin, the drug, and salaried job ko salary. Okay? So if you have guts to actually step out of it and live your life in your own terms, be your own boss, which is extremely challenging. The life that is awaiting you on the other side of that is beautiful and adventurous.
Of course.
Would you encourage it amongst people to risk their standard income job to like chase something that they really want to do?
Absolutely, but you can do it in a more you know, balanced way. Balance is the key, you know. So त्यति बेला के थियो भन्दाखेरि I never expected my parents to ever put money in my music, because recording and making videos does take a lot of money, you know. So what I did was, I never told this dream to them. In fact, I'm pretty sure my mom, my dad didn't even know that I had this dream. But I worked myself up on the corporate thing to make enough money to sponsor my own music. So my first few music videos and the recordings, in fact, somehow nobody's ever sponsored my music. I've done it on my own, so I'm proud of that. And basically what I did was, I had this job, I worked for it, I made money and invested the money that I made from this secure job into my dreams, and luckily it has worked out, sort of worked out. I mean, I feel like there's so much more to do, and
of course,
so many more milestones to reach, and so many more things to do in this that I think I would highly encourage, because again, I don't wanna die with regrets in my mind for the things that I didn't do. I wanna be like, I did it, and if I fail, I fail, and I'll go back to doing whatever, you know. But at least I tried भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा हुनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ. अनि मलाई कतिजना मान्छेले मलाई भन्छ क्या, जस्तै कि I have my friends, जस्तै कि Arzu, she's a doctor, but she's always wanted to be a fashion designer. Yeah. And I always encourage her to like, don't leave your doctor job. You've worked so hard, you've studied for years, and you just, I can't expect her to just leave that for her dream. That at least do something that keeps that spirit of her the designer alive. And तिम्रो भन न, हामी मात्रै बोलिरहेको छौँ यार. Tell us something about you, what you're up to,
so
what are your plans?
So I personally went through a really hard time recently, and I was supposed to compete in a powerlifting meet this coming Sunday, so in a week.
Where was
That's how I was posting a bunch of videos on Instagram. I was training really hard. I was training with Tony Dai, Pomma, and then 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks ago, during physical activity in school, I sprained my thumb.
Oh gosh.
So it's this thumb right here. So it still hurts, but I don't have to I'm not putting it in the sleeve anymore because it's good to move it.
Mm.
But even during that time, okay, like it's only been 2 weeks, but it was such a roller coaster because I was delusional at the start.
Mm.
First, when I found out that I had to recover for 3 weeks, I thought, okay, this is over. I can't compete anymore. And then I talked to Tony Dai, and Tony Dai, you know Tony Dai, and Tony Dai is a very positive person. Okay? Like he's like, सबै दिमागमा छ गर्नुपर्छ हैन. So I went to the gym and I trained and I was like, okay, maybe it's possible. Maybe I just train a bit slowly. I won't be able to do as much as I wish I could, but I'll still be able to do it. I couldn't bench press because it would like the bar would sit right at the joint where it's sprained, so I couldn't do bench press, but I could squat and I could deadlift. And then I would do it, and then when I was warming up one day, it wasn't that bad, but I couldn't get back up, so I wasn't focusing. I didn't brace properly. It's no one's fault except mine. And it was just a bar, no weight on, but I was like, hey, it's just a bar, easy, right? And I didn't brace properly, and then so I couldn't get up, so I had to flip the bar back, right? Which is usually fine, except my thumb, okay? So it hurt a little more that day. And then that same day, when I did deadlift, I couldn't lift as much, not because I was weak, it was because my grip wouldn't let me, it would just slip, okay? And I got really annoyed that day, and then I got really annoyed. That's like one of the times when I've like cried a lot, okay? I was like, I don't think I'll... Because I was training ever since June, okay? Ever since June I was training for this, and...
So it's happening this Sunday?
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, so I finally wasn't delusional and I was honest, and I sent a message to Tony there and I said, I don't think I'll compete. So I'll go watch it on Sunday. I think it'll be fun, but I won't get to compete, which sucks, but I think there's always next time, and it's not like a once in a lifetime thing.
When is it gonna happen next?
I'm not sure, maybe next year same time, but I think there will be other meets in Pokhara and stuff, and that will always take me. But yeah, so that was very annoying for me, you know.
So sometimes it's not your thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not your day. That happens. You know,
happens all the time, and I think it's for the better, man. Just trust the process.
Sometimes I think to myself, again, maybe it's like happened for a reason, because if I went, maybe I would injure myself even worse, and like then I wouldn't want to lift anymore, you know. Like maybe there was a reason that I didn't go.
Maybe you're being redirected or protected in a way that you don't know about it. You are being protected.
You go to the event, Percy, like maybe grab an orange juice, talk to some girls,
have fun.
Yeah, that you'll have to teach me how to do it.
I think we should go together, man.
Yeah, we should.
We should go together.
Do that. Where is it happening though?
Sunday रङ्गशालामा.
ए रङ्गशालामा.
त्यो सुखदेव चिन्छ?
Sukadev do Amro
Karki, yeah. So it's his, I think he like organizes it and stuff, but it's like the national competition. So yeah, I don't want it to go just not because I was gonna win, but because just to show people that people like me don't have to. And Nepalma धेरै big misconceptions and I'll work my entire life just to do this. I already know this no matter what I become. That I'll always work to show people that people like me don't have to sit in hospitals for their whole life. They can live life like anybody else. They need extra support, but so does everybody else. We don't need to sit in hospitals and be fed, right? There are always those cases, but just because it's a little bit doesn't mean you have to go through all that. You can do so much with yourself, and that's what I'm really working to do, right? Like,
wow, man.
I mean, what
you have your entire life ahead of you.
Yeah.
15 years is...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's a very short
time.
I
still do what I want to do. I'm still a really naughty kid. I do what I want. I do my homework. I'm just like any ordinary kid. I just like come home, do homework. I sleep a lot.
Yeah,
I
man.
love to sleep, man.
Me too.
Sleeping is so good.
You're asking again how the music thing started, innit? She started with the thing. I was about to say, it's just a one liner. I was about to say I wanted to sleep, and every job wanted me to wake up at like and show myself up to them like within 10.
Wait, tell him what you studied for.
So I was
What
studying.
you studied?
Yeah, I have a degree in banking. and
Wow,
insurance.
wow.
So that was the thing back then.
Imagine that coming in like a suit and tie, you know, with it like being like cashing in checks. And I find it so funny.
Yeah, I think right now I would have become a manager.
You'd be a manager you'd be a branch manager.
Yeah.
You'd be
Some
like
bank.
the businessman, you know, like.
It's hard to be a banker. You need a lot of cash. I don't think we'll go there. We'll take that road. But yeah, you know, my friends, I think they are managers right now.
So basically, you didn't take the bank job, the music, sorry.
No worries, guys. Come on. You're just supporting me. Yeah, it started with sleeping. As you said, man. I really want to sleep all the time.
So what is a profession where I can sleep on my own time, wake up on my own time?
And drink and like you have fun, but you're still working.
But you're still
And
doing
I
your
think
thing.
I always wanted to lead a room whenever I
What's
go
a
inside a
room?
room. Yeah, I always want to lead. First of all, you read the room, then you want to sort of lead the room, right?
Okay.
And music was the tool for that happened
to be
to
an
me.
easy profession that would
Your-
fit your criteria.
Fit your criteria.
Your
right,
dad
right,
was
right.
also a musician,
Yeah,
right?
because of him, I learned the guitar. He did not pursue his career like becoming a musician. It was his time. He was working as he started as a travel agent, I guess, when he was young. Then he started living in the Tarais for some adventure
Resorts.
hotels and resorts, and he was basically a traveler, and he would meet some new traveling buddies all around the world, and
But
he
he
would travel.
introduced you to music.
Yeah, he introduced me to music, and I think he had a lot of friends who, back in the day who represented kind of like the hippie revolution at that time.
Yeah.
And they were always sharing music and good thoughts. There were some good people who were coming to Nepal to share their music experience. They were just exchanging cultures, The foreigners were learning about our cultures, and we were sort of learning about their cultures. And he happened to learn to good music since he was young. And he made me listen to this song.
Did he used to play guitar Madzale?
Mazzari, yeah. I remember, I clearly know he used to play the 2 Bar Blues and Subway, the songs from the rock and roll songs from the vintage era Zundar time ago. For me, it's vintage. And he used to play everything, reggae, 2 Bar Blues, the music I fell in love with. Yeah, sing.
Did you guys ever jam out together?
Yeah, we used to jam. Samriddhi Rai, I remember. He was a kind of a disciplinarian too. So I had to go through some hardships because of him. You used to be like, hey, you have to do this. You have to do this. Sometimes you have to force yourself. It's not easy in life. You need for you to be soft, and because life's gonna test you, and sometimes you need to be hard on yourself. And Tedibal, I used to hate him for saying that. I used to be traumatized, but now I think, thankful. And now I know, life is hard, man.
And going back, it might have also have to deal with all the hate you were receiving at the time, right?
Absolutely.
Your dad made you tough. I think that's what all Asians dad do. My dad's nothing. You can't wake up with a silver spoon in your mouth, you know. It's just it's not how life works.
Right. And I think people say that easily. We say that he was born or she was born with a silver spoon or kura korsoni. But I think life has its own way of testing everybody. Nobody is born with a silver spoon. Doesn't matter you were born in a palace or on the streets. Life has its own way of testing you.
Teaching you with lessons.
I feel I feel like for me, my dad, and my parents could have easily funded a great studio from the get-go, right? But they never do any of that for me. They told me I'm so grateful for Golf Fast, because otherwise I would probably have some iPhone camera and just honestly speaking, thank you so much, guys. But
Golf Pass and all these guys. I feel that these are also my brothers too. मलाई पनि अति नै brotherly feel हुन्छ सबैसँग. Mainly दिवेशसँग धेरै hang out गर्छु म. And I really feel
positive fellows, eh?
Yeah,
they're
positive.
Like he's like all like positive, and I don't think I've ever seen him like sad or like like stressed or anything. He's just all like positive vibes only.
Because he takes responsibility in everything. He doesn't make these doubts overtake him. Because he always wakes up in the morning, बिहानदेखि ट्रेन गर्न थाल्छ, आफ्नो ड्युटीहरू सबै रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी पुरा गर्छ, रमाइलो पनि गर्छ. अनि आई थिङ्क त्यही भएर उसको हेडमा त्यस्तो धेरै डाउट्सहरू हुन त उसको आफ्नै छ, के कुरा गर्छ, तर आई थिङ्क त्यो डाउट्सहरू चाहिँ उसले आउन दिँदैन जस्तो लाग्छ. बिकज ही इज रियली भेरी डिसिप्लिन्ड.
He has strong self-belief. He believes that if he works the way he's working right now, he'll do it. That's it. Like nothing's stopping him from doing what he wants to do. I remember listening to, I don't know, he had gone on some podcast or maybe it was on Golf Club Pass, but he was like, I firmly believe, and I am. He didn't say I firmly believe. He said I am gonna make world champions, and not world champion, but he said I'm gonna take fighters from Nepal to the world stage.
Wow.
And I think this was just a year ago, and I was like, that would be awesome, but I don't know how you're gonna do it. Like that's what I thought to myself, because and then 1 year later, boom, we had what happened on Friday night.
They represented our country in one,
yeah.
That is some surreal moment right there.
Yeah,
man.
like that.
And I think they deserve every bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. Because it's not like what we see is 15 minutes in the ring, What we don't see is all the hard work, all the physical as well as mental preparation, both him and Rabinder Rai went through,
Right.
Do you think, like, and musicians who also are kind of in this very, like, not very, like, easy industry, right? Like, athletes and musicians, you think there's a lack of support in Nepal for these kind of people? Or you think the support's getting there? Or, like, for you guys, did you guys have, like, what was the support like for you guys?
Support in terms of?
Like, people, like your parents encouraging you to do it, and people like promoting your stuff, saying that yes, I believe that you will sell out crowds in big stadiums, right? Like, and like go to the UAE and perform, right? Like, was there like any support like that, or were people like, oh, you're ridiculous, you're like, or was it like in between? Was it a mix?
I think it was a mixed sort of a thing. I would say Neetesh got into music because he wanted to make a profession out of it, from the get-go. And I think त्यो वेमा उसको आफ्नो story, I'm sure you will share. मेरो चाहिँ, I was always like, as I said before, I was already working 9 to 5 to नभनौँ, but it was like almost 10 standard job, let's say. So people always thought it's something that I'm doing on the side, and for me also mentally it started not to be too daring. I also thought it was something on the side that I would do. So त्यति बेला चाहिँ my parents, I remember my mom saying अब तिम्रो ल first गीत निस्क्यो, now get back to work, अब यसमा धेरै attention नदेऊ भनेर, because they all thought कि it's just like a passion project, कि तिमीले निकाल्यो एउटा गीत, now be happy with it, so nobody thought कि I would actually jump into it like full on भनेर.
It's a one night stand, not a relationship.
Yes, they all thought so. तर now things have changed and I'm grateful. Firstमा त सोसियल मिडियामा पहिला क्या त गीत निक्लिँदाखेरि साथीहरूलाई भनिन्थ्यो नि, सेयर गरिदेऊ है, गर्थ्यो साथीहरूले गर्थ्यो अनि अब अहिले त अब भनिरहन पनि अब लाज हुन्छ, अब कहाँ अब फोन गरी अब पहिला जस्तै सेयर गरिदेऊ. अब चाहिँ अब जसलाई मन पऱ्यो सेयर गर्छ, गर्दैन. अब देयर some people, like especially family, जो चाहिँ उनीहरूले चाहिँ रेगुलरली नै सेयर गरिदिन्छ because they are family. Some regular fans,
all the cringy aunties, on Facebook, it's just like मेरो नानुको गीत आयो,
मेरो बाबुको गीत आयो भनेर उसको चाहिँ सेयर भइरहेको छ. Yes, they support पहिला चाहिँ full on नभए नि.
That's the support that matters. जो यो closed ones हेर्नु सेयर गरिदिनेहरू, उनीहरूको लाइक पनि खास बिचार एक आइरहेको हुन्छ क्या, अझ कतिमा त आइरहनु नि हुँदैन. त्यस्तोमा चाहिँ खुसी लाग्छ क्या आफूलाई.
पहिला हाम्रो चाहिँ त्यहाँ डाइनामिक्स पनि चेन्ज भयो नि त, बिकज पहिला 2015 तिर गीत निकाल्दाखेरि फेसबुकले उ गर्दैन थियो के फिल्टर गरिदिँदैन थियो क्या जस्तो कि अहिले त हामीले युट्युबको लिङ्क हाल्छौँ नि त किनभने युट्युब त अब फरेन वेबसाइट भयो नि त फर फेसबुक इनफ्याक्ट कम्पिटिटर्स नै भयो नि त सो मैले सुनेको चाहिँ फेसबुकले हाम्रो सपोज 2000 फ्रेन्ड्स छ भने 10%लाई मात्रै देखाइदिने रहेछ क्या युट्युब लिङ्क भयो नि त तर हामीले फेसबुककै केही सेयर गरेको भए चाहिँ सबैलाई जान्थ्यो होइन सो त्यस्तोको लिमिट गर्यो हाम्रो बेलामा सेयर गर्ने बेला चाहिँ त्यस्तो लिमिटेसन थिएन त्यो भएर हामीले सेयर गर्दाखेरि सबैका जान्थ्यो कि ए ल समृद्धि गीत आएछ भनेर हुन्थ्यो अहिले त्यस्तो हाम्रो गर्न मिल्दैन बाहिरको एक्सटेरियर लिङ्क हाल्ने बित्तिकै हाम्रो
सो लाइक त्यो स्टोरीहरूमा राख्दाखेरि होइन लेट्स से आइ एम प्रमोटिङ माई पडकास्ट होइन and I put a YouTube link, are people less likely to watch it?
Yes.
To see that story?
Yes, absolutely.
They put it towards the back.
Because they don't want the traffic from their app to go to another
divert
app.
it all the way to YouTube, right?
So yeah.
So हामी चाहिँ अब अहिले कस्तो ठाउँमा छौँ भने अब एकदमै लुकेर म्युजिक अब आफूलाई मनपर्ने मात्र गीतहरू निकालेर काम गर्छौँ होइन अब एउटा के भन्छ नि त्यसलाई अब अलिकति म्युजिकको लागि गरिरहेको है फर द गुड अफ द म्युजिक अनि यस्तो यस्तो कुराहरू हेर्नुपर्ने दिन आयो अब अहिले सब संसारै आफ्नो पछि लागिरहेको भयो त एउटा अब एउटा हुन्छ नि फेरि मान्छेहरूको बानी हुन्छ नि कोही मान्छे फेमस भएपछि अब अहिले यो के गर्दै होला भनेरै खोजिरहेको हुन्छ नि फेरि मान्छेहरूको सो त्यो स्टेटमा चाहिँ अहिले हामी छैन वी आर नट देयर तर म्युजिक
होइन मतलब म्युजिकमा तिमीलाई फर्स्टमा सपोर्ट थियो कि थिएन फ्यामिलीको
सपोर्ट
फ्रेन्ड्सको
Like, because your dad was a musician as well, and so was you like, yes, this is.
His dad was
that's
also had a
the
regular
main
job, music was a side thing.
So
when you said that you would take music professionally, how was your dad's and mom's reaction?
I think because of them, मैले music गर्ने confidence पाएँ त्यो घरबाट निस्किने त confidence आउनु पर्यो नि त so as a kid yeah of course you share it with your parents अनि त्यो म्युजिक गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ या द थिङ्स आई वाज डुइङ त्यति बेला ब्याक देन या एभ्री नर्मल किड डज त्यही नै गर्ने हो एन्ड आई वाज रियली सपोर्टेड बाई माई मम एन्ड ड्याड अनि त्यति बेला नै अनि घरमा त्यो कन्फिडेन्स आयो कि है लाइक दिज गाइज आर ट्रिटिङ मी एज अ रक स्टार म्यान अफकोर्स आई हेभ द कन्फिडेन्स टु गेट आउट आई निड सम वर्क होला अनि या त्यो कन्फिडेन्स चाहिँ आई थिङ्क त्यो पेरेन्ट्सहरूले नै दिने उनीहरूले ए वा जाऊ तिमी गीत गाउनु भन्नु नै ठुलो कुरा हो इट मिन्स अ लट टु यु
नट एभ्री फ्यामिली वुड डु द्याट
या त्यो नि अनि आई वाज टु से त्यति बेला घरमा जस अब कुन दिन हेर्छ न म अब गिटार बोकेरै लाइक हुन्छ नि हिँडेर हुन्छु भनेर भन्थेँ अनि त्यस्तो हुँदैन जस्तो लाग्यो तर आई वाज लाइक नो हुनै पऱ्यो नि कम अन लुक एट अदर पिपल हो यहाँ चाहिँ अब आई कुडन्ट लुक अप टु एनीबडी क्या एट द्याट टाइम वाज लाइक आई टु सो समबडी लाइक हेर न यस्तो बवाल भइरहेछ
यस्तो जस्तै हुन्छ
त्यस्तो मैले गर्नै छैन क्या बिकज इन्डिभिजुअली त्यस्तो कसैको भइरहेको थिएन बट देयर वर सम ब्यान्ड्स इमर्जिङ कता कता आर्टिस्टहरू पहिलादेखि नै अब आफ्नो लेजेन्डरी स्टेटसमा राखेको हाम्रो नेपाली म्युजिसियन्सहरू त मेरो माइन्डमै थियो नि त अनि सबैले रेस्पेक्ट गर्ने नै हो अनि उनीहरूले गर्दा नि मोटिभेट भयो क्या बिकज अब यत्रो मान्छेहरू फेमस भइरहेछ यत्रो मान्छेहरू लाइफ बनिरहेछ किन नहुने अनि आई वाज लाइक किन फुल टाइम गर्न मिल्दैन किन होइन किन हो क्या अब द क्वेसन वाज कस्तो ऊ हो क्या यो अनफेयर के होइन त्यत्रो संसार मलाई 1 लाखजना 2-3 लाख अब त्यो होइन अस्तिको त्यो जुन मैले तिमीलाई देखाएर थिएँ नि प्यान्टेरा मस्को क्या 1991 कतिजना देव आई थिङ्क देयर वाज लाइक 5 to 6 लाख पिपल होइन सो एउटा त्यस्तो कन्सर्टहरू त भइरहेको संसारमा अनि हामी चाहिँ अनि गिटार बोकेर हिँड्ने बित्तिकै लाइक कसरी चाहिँ अब ऊ हुँदैन त लाइक अब कामै छैन त यो खत्तम भयो त होइन नि त यु निड टु मेक सम मनी आउट अफ इट होइन यु निड टु रिच समवेयर like by working hard or dreaming hard whatever that at the end of the day it'll pay ni तर त्यो एउटा बच्चा कोही हुन्छ नि I was just म त गिटार लिएर हिँडिरहेको छु कति बच्चाको के हुन्छ होला कुरा you are just 15 right now you might have so many dreams yeah I was also a 15-year-old kid तर पेरेन्ट्सहरूलाई चाहिँ लाइक बिगेस्ट रिक्वेस्ट कि केही बच्चाले गर्न के खोजिरहेको देखिरहेछ भने चाहिँ always never put your judgment in front of it के एकछिन take time for that kid to like realize कि त्यसको consequences त्यसको pros and cons के हो उसले आफैले बुझ्छ and then you support there के त्यो ठाउँमा गएर ए तिमीले यस्तो गर्नु खोज यो कामै छैन यो नेपालमा स्कोपै छैन त्यो बिचारा त्यो केटको त्यो सब जान सक्छ के
दाइको ओपिनियनमा नेपाल लाइक फर म्युजिसियन नेपालमा स्कोप चाहिँ नि इट्स इन्क्रिजिङ होइन यु थिङ्क इट्स where it should be or you think it's underappreciated or
biggest scope छ man I think like यस्तो ठिस गीतहरू त लाइक चलिरहेछ भनेपछि लाइक यहाँ त बिगेस्ट स्कोप छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई बिकज मैले मान्छेहरूले गीत सुनेको सुन्छु होइन कहिलेकै मलाई त्यो भन्न त मन लाग्दैन तर आई थिङ्क यहाँ स्कोप छ क्या ब्रो जस्तो मान्छेको नि गीत चलिरहेको छ जस्तो लाग्छ लाइक कति मान्छेहरू म भेट्छु लाइभमा गाउन सक्दिनँ भन्छ क्या मलाई रिस त उठ्ने होइन कि तर ए वाट यु डुइङ विथ यर लाइफ म्यान होइन युट्युबमा तिम्रो गीत हिट्स अरे युट्युबमा तिम्रो गीत हिट्स अरे अनि तिमी लाइभै गाउन नसक्ने त किन लाइभ गाउन नसक्ने बिकज म्युजिक इज अल अबाउट सेयरिङ टु द पर्सन इन फ्रन्ट अफ यु के एट द एन्ड अफ द डे त्यो स्क्रिनमा फाल्ने कुरा अनि भ्युज मेरो यति धेरै आइ एम सक्सेसफुल यु आर नट सक्सेसफुल टु मी यु जस्ट बिकेम फेमस थ्रु भ्युज के जुन एउटा एपमा थियो तर इट्स अल अबाउट लास्टमा आर्ट एन्ड एन्टरटेनमेन्ट इज एभ्रिथिङ पर्फर्मेन्स आर्ट यहाँ कोही मान्छे अगाडि छ भने यु निड टु कनेक्ट टु द्याट पर्सन एट द एन्ड अफ द डे
You can't convey your feelings and emotions by singing on a screen.
Right. And that's why I say there's a big scope. किनकि त्यस्तरी त चल्छ भने सोच न तिमी झन् खतरा हार्डकोर ट्यालेन्टेड मान्छे आफ्नो स्किल लिएर आउँछ भने त होला कति मान्छेहरूले अचेल ल एउटा खतरा गिटार स्ट्रेट हान्ने केटा छ अरे होइन यसरी हेर्दाखेरि लाइक अब ह्यामेड टाइम ब्यागहरू जस्तो बजाउँछ अरे भन्ला साइडबाट मान्छे ल्याएर स्कोपै छैन रकको अचेल मेटल कामै छैन त्यसलाई थाहा हुन्छ होइन नि कसरी थाहा हुन्छ त्यो कुरा यु जस्ट डु इट वाट एभर यु लभ एभ्रिथिङ हेज इट स्कोप एन्ड आई थिङ्क नेपालमा त अझ धेरै स्कोप छ बिकज कति कुराहरू हामी कहाँ छिरेकै छैन यस्तो सिन ग्रो हुनसक्छ नि मानव ट्रस्ट मी वर्ल्डको बेस्ट कन्सर्ट्सहरू हुनसक्छ क्या यहाँ आई स्वेयर टु गड नट इन अ बिग थिएटर काइन्ड अफ वे बट इन अ एम्पी थिएटर काइन्ड अफ वे देयर आर सो मेनी नेचुरल भेन्यूज इन दिस कन्ट्री that we can use and call some people from all over the world, share our music, give them something, take something from them, you know, share this hub, make this hub, you know, rather than fighting with each other.
One big community, one big world, I mean, just like share it.
Share it. Can you imagine like Everest Base Campमा concert भइरहेको wow hey, it might be cool
that would be cool but I wouldn't recommend it
I wouldn't recommend but that would make some serious headlines.
That would probably start some avalanches because of the sound ko frequency
this is Everest is so strong Maya एउटा जब कन्सर्टको फ्रिक्वेन्सी
it's such a natural
त्यो दिन हामी चढ्न नदिने नि त त्यो दिन एभरेस्ट चढ्न पाउँदैन भन्दैन नि त
प्रिस्टिन ठाउँ हो नि त त्यसलाई चाहिँ नेचरवाला प्रिस्टिन ठाउँ चाहिँ प्रिस्टिनै राख्नुपर्छ
म्युजिक
त अलि तल लिएर आउनु न तल बरु तल
मदर छोमोलुङमा विल बी सो ह्याप्पी
सोलुतिर के त्यहीँबाट एभरेस्ट पनि देखिहाल्यो नि
Neetesh Rai is now on a mission to prove you wrong.
I think I gotta do it. मलाई धेरै गर्न मन छ यस्तो कन्सर्ट्सहरू के लाइक जुन हेडलाइन्सहरू क्रिएट गरिदिउँ न रिमार्केबल कामहरू गरिदिउँ जस्तो लाग्छ
सोलो कन्सर्ट
म आफै लेजी पनि छु मानव आई स्लिप अ लट द्याट्स द प्रब्लम
सोलो कन्सर्ट चाहिँ गर्न सकिन्छ ल एभरेस्ट बेस क्याम्पमा जुन चाहिँ तिमीले गर्छ नि तिम्रो सेट त्यो चाहिँ गर्न सकिन्छ
I would love to.
कन्सर्ट त आई वुडन्ट रेकमेन्ड बिकज एक त इट्स रिस्की फर पीपल
कन्सर्ट भन्दा नि फर्गेट लाइक सपोज यु एन्ड मी गेटिङ द चान्स टु परफर्म
ओके वी विल डु द्याट बट नट धेरै अडियन्स मलाई चाहिँ एकदमै माया लाग्छ कि बिकज हाम्रो देश कस्तो ब्युटिफुल छ नि त अनि इट्स सो रिच इन नेचर एन्ड आई डोन्ट वान्ट पिपल टेक इट फर ग्रान्टेड कि मलाई त द आइडिया अफ डुइङ इभन फेसन सोज इन एभरेस्ट मलाई अलिक उ लाग्दैन क्या
No, fashion shows.
रिलेट भएन हैन
मतलब एभरेस्टलाई तिमीले किन त्यस्तो क्यास गरेर एकछिनलाई
एभरेस्टलाई लेट इट बी एकछिन यतिकै टाइप
फ्यासन शोजमा त हुँदैन जस्तै लाग्छ एभरेजमा बिकज देयर आल लाइक वेयरिङ यस्तो हाफ स्कर्टहरू हैन ब्रो इट्स लाइक गुज पम्प्स लाइक दिस मच म्यान आई डोन्ट थिंक लाइक
we will just do those kind of things to prove a point के to drive home a point तिमीले आफै पनि भन्छौ नि त लाइक माउन्टेनियरिङ को क्या त लाइक कति इगो ड्रिभन हुन्छ क्या त्यस्तो बेलामा we tend to forget
nature
and respect her for what she is
you're right
you also compete in pageants हैन दिदी
yes I did
you've competed in multiple pageants हैन दिदी चाहिँ नि you've competed in some youth pageant हैन young age मा अनि त्यो मिस नेपालको पनि भएको थियो हैन 2010 मा त्यो चाहिँ नि it was I heard it there was a big scandal हैन दिदी
I wouldn't say it's a scandal.
Scam खायो दिदी
यस्तो अब मेरो एक्सपिरियन्स सोध्यो मलाई इट वाज एक्चुअली म्युजिकल कन्भर्सेसन के त्यो पिवाइएल ब्रोले त मलाई मेरो भोलि भन्ने गीत रिलिज भएको थियो नि त त्यति बेला हि एक्चुअली कम मी टु टक अबाउट माई म्युजिक तर आई डोन्ट नो उसले उसको क्वेसनरमा ब्युटी पेजेन्टवाला क्वेसन पनि हालेर छ विच आई डोन्ट माइन्ड उसले मेरै लाइफको बारेमा कुरा गरे हो अनि विच आई डोन्ट माइन्ड सेयरिङ अल्सो उसले जे क्वेसन सोध्यो मैले ठ्याक अनेस्टली भने यस्तो भएको थियो एन्ड इट जस्ट सो ह्यापन्ड कि मान्छेलाई क्या ट्रुथ भइदिए जस्तै भयो तर इट वाज माई ट्रुथ द whole time. It just like मैले पब्लिकमा त्यसरी भनेको थिएन नि त about the issues that happen and how I would not highly recommend young girls to get into pageants यता so it was I wouldn't say it's a scandal, I would say it's conversation.
It's a conversation, my bad.
Yeah. It was not a controversy, it was a conversation. That people needed to hear.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like beauty pageants are very. My sister, my cousin, the one, she also competed in one.
Exactly, that was so weird because मैले ठ्याक्क randomly एउटा podcast तिम्रो हेर्छु भनेको, and she happened to be a pageant contestant as well, हैन? अनि मैले ठ्याक्क त्यो हेरिरहेको थिएँ, थोरै हेरेँ मैले just to get the vibe of what's going on, कस्तो conversations हुन्छ. अनि उसको मैले तिमीलाई देखाइरहेको थिएँ नि. So she was talking about how she was 28 years old and how it was her last year and and she wanted to do something with her life, and I completely get her because I think I may have also gone into pageant with the same thought process. So now I know ki, and you even said there was a sentence that I really laughed at because it rang truth. You said there are so many things you can do with your life, why go into pageants? I was like, oh my god, yeah, that's the sentence. There are so many things I could have done with my life and my time and my resource. Why did I go into pageants?
So timing was different, you know.
The way it's packaged as how young women will be turned into this confident, brave and beautiful women. Juन चाहिँ packaging छ नि beauty pageants, I think young women are like them attractive.
They sell that.
That's the selling point. But really once you go through it, you know that that's not the truth.
मलाई चाहिँ सबभन्दा pageant showहरुको केटा जाओस् या केटी जाओस् हैन, कुनै pageant showको मा म जान्छु त्यो ब्याक स्टेजमा गयो भने, किनकि मैले पनि त कलेज हुँदाखेरि 2-3 वटा pageant showमा पार्ट लिएको छु. So I know at that time तिमी केटा होस् या केटी हो, ब्याक स्टेजमा बिचारा बौलाइरहेछ क्या मान्छे, मलाई राम्रो देखिरहेछ कि छैन भनेर क्या. मलाई त्यही नै डिस्करेजिङ लाग्यो क्या सबभन्दा धेरै, केटाको पनि केटीको पनि. वाइ के अब राम्रो भने के हो, केटा मान्छेहरू मैले देखिरहेको गाजल लाएर स्टेजमा हिँडिरहेछ ऱ्याम्पमा, चिटिक्क बन्न लाग्यो. अब कम अन केटा मान्छे भएर, त्यही त केटा मान्छे भएर एक त गाजल किन लाइस टाइपको लाग्छ मलाई. तर म नि स्टेजमा चढ्दा कहिले कहिले लाउँछु गाजल त आफूले आएर सिँगारेकै हो. तर बिचारा मैले भन्न खोजेँ त्यो प्याजेन्ट शोमा चाहिँ किन गाजल लाउनु पर्यो, त्यस्तो किन यस्तो रुल्सहरू, जस्तै केटी मान्छेलाई मेकअप गर्नुपर्ने रुल होइन, अलिकति उ बनाएर.
अनि हेर न उसलाई पनि भन्यो नि त्यो अब दिदी हो कि बहिनी, I mean the girl said कि she had a hard time because she was now competing with other girls who she thought was better looking than her, were better prepared. And that
is the प्याजेन्ट शोमा गयो होला, सरी मैले तिमीलाई काटेँ, म नि एज अ गाई नै गयो होला. त्यस्तै कसैले मलाई जज गरिरहेछ, कसैले मलाई जज गरिरहेछ क्या. मेरो त बेकारमा.
It's so I think personally, like obviously I can't talk because I haven't competed in one, but I feel like it's total BS. I think it's like it just promotes the wrong thing.
Exactly,
you know?
It promotes the wrong thing.
You can sort of organize के भन्ने like boxing competition, like women boxing competition,
sporting competition because I would
make it like, even if you want to do pageants, fine, do pageants, but make it more like a talent show, not on like a runway where you're walking, right? You know, it's like I don't know.
And all these people are so young at that time because they might think they don't
understand. So I understand both point of views because I've gone through it and now I see it in the retrospect and I know ki, oh my god, I know why girls go to pageants, okay? And I just feel sorry sometimes because अब बिचरा अब त्यसो भन्नु त हुँदैन, तर अब girls walking on stage in swimsuits, त्यति बेला चाहिँ हामीलाई कस्तो फिल हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि, oh we're empowered modern women, I'll wear what I want, and it's my body, त्यो एउटा हो empowering हैन. But now if you look at as an audience, you know कि you are being objectified, you're being used to promote certain kind of labels, brands,
and a bunch of old guys are judging you on how you look.
तिम्रो assets चाहिँ हेर्ने हो नि त त्यहाँ.
Exactly.
हैन त्यही त हो नि त at the end of the day. Why would they look?
त्यही त मलाई त अनि now I see both sides.
बिकिनी भन्ने कुरा to be honest अब बीचमा लाउने कुरा हो, किन स्टेजमा लगाएर हिँड्नु
त त्यसरी भने हुन्छ क्या, तिमीहरू strong women हो, modern day women हो, come on you should be proud of your body.
त्यो पनि ठीक हो फेरि,
त्यो पनि
ठीक हो लाएर हिँड्नु चाहिँ
manipulation जस्तो लाग्छ.
तर उले त लाएर त उसको मात्रै नाम यस्तो गरेर हैन नि त, उले त त्यहाँ पछाडी यति धेरै ब्रान्ड्सहरु प्रमोट
त्यो
गरिरहेछ
पनि
नि
बिचाराहरु त
त्यो कसरी उले swimsuit लाएर ऑडियन्स तानेर लास्टमा प्रमोट त के भइरहेछ त्यो प्रोडक्ट्सहरु प्रमोट भइरहेछ के तर उलाई चाहिँ के भनेछ नि तिमी चाहिँ इम्पावर्ड हो है वुमन भनेर
मैले त्यहाँ दुई तीनवटा दारू सारुको उ पनि देख्छु
मज्जाले
त्यो चाहिँ मलाई अलि राम्रो लाग्दैन के त्यो केटी मान्छे रक्सी खान्छ खाँदैन के थाहा हैन पछाडी उसको यत्रो दारूले स्पोन्सर गरेर हुन्छ हैन त्यो रक्सीबाट हामीलाई दे भइहाल्यो हामी खाउँला बरु टाइपको हुन्छ मलाई त
It's sponsorships. I mean, what I find really weird is sometimes when things are sponsored in like wrong ways. Gym ma चाहिँ नि हैन बाटा सिंगीको एड राख्दिने के it's like
I don't think the बुझ्दैन त्यो yeah I can get that
like I think like yes I understand you have to make money, yes I understand that sponsorship is a way to do that, right? And sometimes if the sponsorship does not directly correlate to fitness, I get it. Like if it was a shampoo ad or a deodorant ad, fine. Like, but encouraging people to drink alcohol when working, you know, like Olga. I'm not saying this has happened, you know, but I feel like I feel like there's sometimes even YouTube, man, it's like, well, you say this stuff and then you're promoting this stuff. It's like, well, where do your loyalty actually like?
अहिले त झन् यो फ्रीडम अफ स्पीच मुभमेन्ट यो क्यान्सल कल्चर चल्यो नि जुन त्यसले गर्दा रहेछ यस्तो बन्द भयो पहिला पहिला तपाईँ हेर न एउटै सेलिब्रिटी एक्टर अब होइन यता अरेन्ज जुस लिएर आएर एकदम हेल्दी मर्निङमा म खान्छु भनेर हुन्छ एकछिनपछि अर्को विस्कीको एडमा आइरहेको हुन्छ उही लाइक त्यस्तै गर्थ्यो कि पहिला पहिला त अहिले त रोकिदिइसक्यो नि त्यस्तो गर्नु पाउँदैन नि अहिले तैँले यदि कुनै हेल्दी कुनै कुरा प्रमोट गरिरहेछस् भने तैँले यता रक्सी प्रमोटै गर्न पाउँदैन
one small move by Cristiano but a huge move in terms of so many things.
उनीहरूको मार्केट प्राइस नि झर्यो नि लाइक because of that like Jordan billion
$4 billion $4 billion
just because he moved it के यस्तो पावरफुल
मान्छेले एकछिन कोकै नखाइदिएको हेर त ल अब स्टक भ्यालु नै घटिदिएको के
तर हामीले पनि आई थिंक वी शुड
तर त्यसले नि फेरि हँसाउँछ के पहिला चाहिँ त्यसले कोकै एड गरेर पैसा पनि कमाइरहेको थियो यङ हुँदाखेरि
त्यही त भने that guy
that is it that is what learning and growing
is all about.
Cristiano Ronaldo पनि like at a young age and you need the money and I mean one example of like the mismatch ad is Cristiano Ronaldo an athlete promoting KFC do you remember those ads?
I do remember Messi the still
burger
अहिलेसम्म लेजको एड तर मेसी त नेभर क्लेम कि डोन्ट हेट जङ्क फुड टाइपको छैन नि त खाएर बस्छ क्रिस्टियानो चाहिँ कमाउने बेला नि यताउता कमायो अस्ति त्यो मुभ चाहिँ मलाई अब वा रोनाल्डो वाट हिरोइक मुभ त लागेको थियो तर पछि सोच्दा कस्तो तोरी मुभ गरेर चुप लाएर बस्यो भने हुन्थ्यो नि जस्तो नि फिल भएको थियो क्या मलाई बिकज एट द एन्ड अफ द डे
उसको त्यो दिन के मुड अफ पनि थियो
मुड स्विङ जितिसक्यो के थियो उसको
वी कान्ट एक्सपेक्ट बिचारा जस्ट बिकज समबडी इज अ सेलिब्रिटी टु अलवेज एक्ट राइट के बिकज उसको ह्युमननेस पनि छ नि त
हो फेरि क्रिस्टियानो अलिकति पहिलादेखि नै पहिला अलिकति सेडी क्यारेक्टर चाहिँ हो क्या त्यो मुडी क्यारेक्टर हो क्या बिकज त्यो वर्ल्ड कपमा पनि त्यो रुनीलाई निकाल्ने मोमेन्ट थाहा छ 2006 को आँखा चिम्लेर यसरी विङ्क गर्दा होइन त रुनीलाई रेड कार्ड खुवाएर त्यही इङ्ल्यान्डमा गएर फर्केर खेल्नु छ होइन बिकज क्रिस्टियानो हेज अलवेज बिन दिस मलाई जे मन लाग्यो त्यही गर्छु
त्यो दिन पनि उसलाई के भइरहेको थियो कोक मेरोबाट अगाडि हटाऊ भाइ
भनेर पछि फर्किने एकैचोटि अब आफ्नै देशमा बेन्च सेन्च हुनु पर्दाखेरि अब त्यो
द्याट इज नथिङ टु डु
रियालिटीले हान्छ कि होइन त्यति बेला त्यो कोकहरू पनि हाँस्यो होला नि त जे भयो नि त्यो हो कि खास जे पनि लाइफमा चाहिँ सोच्नुपर्छ क्या तिमी कुनै ठाउँमा पावरमा छौ भन्दैमा होइन तिमीले चाहिँ देखाइहाल्नुपर्छ भन्ने पनि छैन जस्तो लाग्छ कि मलाई चाहिँ अफकोर्स क्रिस्टियानोलाई आइडल मान्छ I idolize that guy. He's one of my heroes. But that was some move that it was not necessary.
Yeah, but what Manav's point is about, like, let's say a sporting event ma chai Roxy ko ad nabhaidyo भने would be nice.
Very good.
Like I think they were also promoting like हाइकिन को बियर के प्रमोट पनि भइरहेको थियो पगबाले पनि गरेको थियो हैन
गरेको थियो
त्यो बियर हटाएर
तिनीहरूले पछि पगबाले बियर हटायो हैन फेरि भोलिपल्ट आई रिमेम्बर दैट मोमेन्ट अब क्रिस्टियानोले कोक हटाइदियो हैन देयर वर सो मेनी पीपल हु वर डुइङ द सेम थिङ के लाइक पगबाले पनि अब
बियर हटाइदियो
स्पोन्सरमा
It just shows how idolized he is.
Right. अब क्रिस्टियानोले नि अब कोकलाई मनै नपर्नु रहेछ के कार्बोनेटेड ड्रिङ्कहरु खानै हुँदैन भन्दैन रहेछ के
उले खाँदैन
उले आई डोन्ट थिंक ही ड्रिंक्स
अनि त्यो भएर नि इट्स अ गुड I think I would say it's a good thing. If he sachikai doesn't drink or eat junk food, then it's okay to not have it on his table.
तर पहिला अब he used to have videos, of course, तर he used to have videos के पहिला क्रिस्टियानोको कोककै एडमा KFC कै एडमा तर त्यति बेला चाहिँ पैसा चाहेर गरे जस्तो देख्यो
गर्नु परेन
तर पछि आएर त्यसले सार्न पाएन नि त भन्न खोजे के लजिकली
त्यो पनि
उले त उसको हार्डशिप सम्झिनु पर्ने थियो नि त ओहो मैले पहिला कोकसँग पैसा ल्याए थिएँ अहिले त्यसरी धकाल्न मिल्दैन त्यो मेन्टालिटी अलि लो देख्यो
Alga, like when I was down, I used them to get up, and then now when I'm up, I'm gonna do what I do, whatever.
त्यस्तो देखियो तर मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्यो भन्दा मलाई त ब्रेभ लाग्यो त्यो कुरा
तिमीलाई ब्रेभ लाग्यो बिकज तिमीले त्यति बेला क्रिस्टियानोले त्यो कोकको एड खेलेकै देखाएको थिएन केही पनि देखाएको थिएन तिमीले जस्ट क्रिस्टियानो कस्तो हेल्दी मान्छे कोक हटाइदियो
मैले मतलब कस्तो लाग्यो भन्दाखेरि अब कोकमा त अभियसली धेरै सुगर हुन्छ नि त सो उसले इन अ वे उसको यङ फ्यान्सहरूलाई चाहिँ डोन्ट कन्ज्युम सो मच सुगर भनेर किनभने एउटा हेल्थ मुभमेन्ट पनि हो नि त भनेर जस्तै मैले चाहिँ सोचेँ
There's always pros and cons to this, and there's always like
उसले नि आफ्नो हर्बल लाइफ भन्ने के प्रमोट गर्छ आई थिङ्क एज अ प्रोडक्ट हर्बल लाइफ भन्ने के अब त्यो आई थिङ्क के हो त्यो पानी हो कि आई थिङ्क के जुस टाइपको के हो उनीहरूको एउटा अब एनर्जी ड्रिङ्क टाइपको पानी सानी हो क्या ड्रिङ्कमा उसको नि के छ जस्ट उनीहरू एकदमै हेल्थ कन्सियस भइसक्यो तर आई न्यू द्याट मोमेन्ट इज गन ब्याक फायर अन रोनाल्डो अहिले चाहिँ अब यसले एकदम ठुलो न्युज बनायो होइन कोका-कोला हल्ल्यो तर एक दिन त कहिले न कहिले रोनाल्डो पनि एउटा विक सिचुएसनमा जान्छ अनि त्यति बेला मान्छेहरूले फेरि भन्न पायो नि त यस्तो यस्तो कुराहरूले अनि हामीले चाहिँ यिनीहरूबाट सिक्नुपर्ने कुरा के हो भने ल ठिकै छ फेम पाइन्छ लाइफमा कहिले कहिले वर्ल्ड्स बिगेस्ट प्लेटफर्म पनि पायो होला क्या तर डोन्ट स्क्रु अप इन अर्डर टु मेक योर सेल्फ द हिरो never screw up, okay? Never bully something or someone. Never do that, you know. Always be with your family. Always be with yourself. Always be positive, you know. Why do you have to be a hero in front of others, nee? That's what I say.
We're going back to the whole point of that, like, who are you doing this for, okay? Like, after after body, it's like, it's not about you showing the world that you're gonna save them, and it's a movie, it's not real life, त्यो हल्का blur जस्तै लाग्छ के like people have blurred the image of real life and a movie के होइन it's like two very different things बच्चा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ नि we always like reenact होइन सुपरम्यानको कस्ट्युम लाएर होइन but as you get older त्यो हल्का connotation चाहिँ we don't do it होइन so it's not as like straightforward but त्यो पछाडि back of the mind अलिकति हुन्छ जस्तै लाग्छ कि that we have to save the world होइन which is good होइन त्यसो हुनुपर्छ तर like we shouldn't take it too far to the point where I'm the hero जस्तै त्यसो
exactly
and there are cameras on me and then that means the world revolves around me
right and that sometimes fires back
दाहरूलाई त्यसो कहिले भन्छ कारमा just
because of the lesson नै मैले नि भन्दैछु यो कुराहरू almost all my accidents in my life that made me go through sad phases, I always say I could not take responsibility. At some point, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
At some point, there was no like karma, sarma bhanda pani. When I go back, I say, hey, that was my mistake.
Yeah.
And I was careless, to be honest. कुनै न कुनै पोइन्टमा किनकि मिस्टेक भनेको त थाहा नभइकन हुने कुरा हो नि त when you're careless तिमीले थाहा भए पनि गरेर हुन्छ नि त so I was careless
but just because you weren't that aware of it doesn't mean you can't take accountability for it
right,
like
right.
हल्का त्यो पनि हल्का लाग्छ it's not my fault it was a mistake and it's like well you still did it and like it's not like God moved your hand and that was you who did it. You have to take accountability,
and that's why it happened. That's how it goes with me too. I think उसले पनि अति नै आफूलाई सेल्फ इभ्यालुएट गरिरहेको हुन्छ यहाँ मैले यस्तो गर्नु हुन्थेन त्यहाँ मैले त्यस्तो गर्नु हुन्थेन मलाई भनिरहेको हुन्छ मलाई कहिले कि मैले गल्ती गरेँ भने तिमीले यहाँ यताउता ठिक बोलेको छैनौ तिमी यो करेक्ट गर मलाई नि भनिरहेको हुन्छ उसँग केही कुरा भइरहेको छैन नि सुन त मलाई यस्तो यस्तो छ I think you need to say sorry भनिरहेको हुन्छ मलाई
तर दिदीहरूले like you do a lot okay you do basketball you do music you do beauty pageants you do storyमा देखिरहेको हुन्छ के sorry I won't bring that up my bad you didn't do beauty pageants no but you did so much होइन अनि मान्छेहरूले भन्छ होइन it's like if you want to be successful you have to focus on one thing and you have to go after it होइन दिदीले त्यस्तो गरेन नि किन लाइक
Yeah, even my my basketball coach in my college used to say the same thing, because त्यति बेला I was already working for media, but I was also taking air hostess classes, and
air hostess?
Yeah, classes for air hostess, because let's see.
Did you ever do it?
No, I did apply for Qatar Airways, but I never got it, which thankfully I did not. I was just a very curious and a very passionate young person. Okay? I just
तिमी Qatar Airways को flight attendant भए म के सोध्था छ अनि आज Qatar Airways जान लाग्यो तिमी
हामी
दुवैजना Qatar Airways जान लाग्यो
उलाई बुझेन अलिकति मानवले. Well, anyway, so yeah, I wanted to do so many things. अनि मलाई मेरो कोचले चाहिँ भन्थ्यो क्या, Sachin Tendulkar is Sachin Tendulkar because he only did cricket throughout his life. Samriddhi, you're so talented, but you're focusing like too many things ma yata uta. तर I think because of the person that I was, मैले यो सबै नगरेको भए चाहिँ it wouldn't have been success for me, because success is different for everybody. For some people, success is being Sachin Tendulkar, being the one legend in one sport. Doing khatra mad respect to them, So success for me, wanted to, because as I said, I was multi-passionate. I have to keep there are so many passion spirits inside me. One part of me wants to play basketball, one part of me wants to sing, one part of me wants to, participate in competitions. So if I killed all of that and just focused on one, I think even if I became majorly successful in one thing, I would always think,
it's going back to your favorite quote of lying on that deathbed and being
and I didn't want to leave things unturned like that. I'm very happy. I'm right? I'm pleased with what I did. About next phase of my life, maybe I'll just go on with just music, because that will be my ultimate thing. So I'm glad I've had all the experience from all these different fields that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be an RJ, a VJ, a journalist, an MC, a singer, a basketball player, and I did it all. Number one, but I actually entertained that side of me that wanted to do it as a young kid. Because as a young kid, I wanted to do so many things, and I did it all, and I'm very happy for that young child who wanted to do it all, and now I know I have to just do music.
I think Timro dream is art,
art, creativity, this expression. How do you want to express? You want to be a writer, you want to be a,
how do you express yourself?
So that I'm just glad I did it.
Opposite जस्तै लाग्थ्यो यार. नितेश दाइ kind of like me, he just likes to sleep and do one thing and just focus on one thing and get really good at it. But to do it, he wants to do it his way, doesn't want to do it the 9 to 5 and wake up. I want to wake up when I want to. I want
to sleep when I want to.
त्यही त भने. But then Didi is more like, I want to do it all. I want to try it all, त्यो चाहिँ नि क्या कन्ट्रास्ट जस्तै लाग्छ के
टाइमिङ.
त्यही त भने
माइन इज मेरो चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने सेट वान गोल. त्यो गोल यदि तिमीले बवाल गर्छौ नि तिमी बाँकी दिन सुतेरै बिताइदियो. किन बिकज एट द एन्ड अफ द डे त्यो सबै हुने होला. उसको चाहिँ कस्तो छ, किन एउटा मात्र गोल बनाउने, बिहानै चाँडो उठ्ने, बेलुका टाइममा सुत्ने, त्यो टाइमभरिमा सबै काम गरी भ्याउने, ह्याप्पी भएर सुत्ने. एउटै कुराको अब जस्तै हाम्रो मेन्टालिटीमा कस्तो हुन्छ, हामी बरु सुत्दियौँ धेरै अनि उठ्यो एउटै कुराको टेन्सन के, एउटै कुरा लायन मेन्टालिटी भन्छ त्यसलाई.
तर दिदीहरूले कति गर्छ होइन, when do you find time to relax and sleep like that,
तर उसले अहिले एकदमै यहाँ के भन्न, I always see her relaxing, sleeping.
म अहिले चाहिँ एकदम रिल्याक्स मोडमा छु for the past 1 and 2 years, because I am with a very relaxed गर्नु मन लाग्ने मान्छे. तर होइन, म आफ्नो तरिकाले गरिरहेको हुन्छु नि घरमा पनि. I'm doing सानो सानो टाकन टुक
गरिरहेको हुन्छ, of course.
I want to go run with my dogs or.
तर पहिला I've always seen her traveling. उता हल्लिरहेको हुन्थ्यो.
Dad, you like dogs as well? Or no?
What?
Dogs?
Yeah.
Of course, I have a brother. I have my younger brother.
He has a young brother.
His name is Happy.
His name is Happy. And I have 2 young dog daughters.
I thought he was the only child.
Who?
Dai.
Yeah, I'm the only child, the human child.
He's talking about his dog.
But there's a canine who lives with me.
Yeah.
That's Manav's. He's making a fool of me. I get it.
No.
Manav, do you have siblings?
I have a sister, and I also have another sister with a dog.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How sweet.
Yeah, but then I have a human sister as well.
Okay.
The dog sister is younger than you.
The dog sister is younger than
me.
And your real human sister is
also younger than me.
younger than you. Okay. So boy.
So you are the eldest
He's the elder.
of all.
Eldest.
But I have a bunch of older cousins. And they're like my own sisters. It's
Right.
I don't feel the oldest.
Wow, man, what a life.
Didi, Didi died, like, you guys are so different, and Didi were talking about, like, how, like, success, is measured in so many different ways. For you guys, when you're lying on that deathbed, for you to be successful, what do you need to do? For you.
Be the best human being that I can think of being. Not in terms of, like, achieving things. I think achieving things, they are a sano part of your life, which I thought was a huge part when I was growing up. When I was young, I was like going after my dreams, achieving, this is life, this is the purpose of life. It's like the purpose of life is just simply living, actually. And I think I would be very happy and very successful. I would think I'm very successful if I feel like if I'm the best version of me in terms of being a human being, just being a nice, kind human being, a nice, sweet girlfriend, a dutiful daughter, nice friend, just an overall good human being. I think that would be my ultimate
mother.
A mother.
Do you guys want kids?
We definitely in the future,
Yeah.
in the near future,
Yeah,
we would want.
when is it due, Bandhu?
Of course, when it's due. I don't know when it's due.
Just
Taking on my responsibilities as a human being in my family, being an artist, just being very honest with my craft, honest with the people around. I think that would be success for me, and not, being the Sachin Tendulkar of my field. I think I would take it as a byproduct, but it's not my main ambition. My main ambition is
that's not
to
the
be
goal. That's not your
the
goal.
goal is to be the best version of human being that I can be.
What about you, Dai? What's success for you?
When it all ends, man, I just want to be known as
Neetesh Jung Kunwar.
that is always gonna follow, I guess. That depends upon the people, and I cannot say that. But what I'm sure about is I want to look back and see in every field I didn't miss the chance to make my family happy and myself, the doubts that I cleared, the duties that I took on, the tasks that I completed. These are the things, man. So yeah, man, I think we're, to be honest, first of all, really honored to be here with you, as a धेरै कुराहरु गर्न पाए कति हल्का भयो तिमीले नि कति कुराहरु शेयर
अडियो चाहिँ कहाँ रेकर्ड भइराछ त
यहाँ भइराछ ठीक
यहाँ भइराछ
ओके ओके
So this is it, man. Like लाइफमा चाहिँ पछाडी हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ पछि रिवाइन्ड गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ I always want to feel like जुन ड्युटीज एन्ड रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटिज जिन्दगीले मेरो अगाडि राखेको थियो, जुन गिफ्टहरु मलाई आयो लाइफबाट, जति हार्डशिप, जति लेसन, जति जे कुराहरु मैले गर्नुपर्ने थियो, त्यो यसो हेर्दाखेरि एज अ गेम आई वान्ट टु सी दैट के हुन्छ नि, एज अ प्रोग्रेस. ओ यो पनि मैले गरेँ, ओ यो पनि यो एउटा मान्छेबाट भएर आउनेपछि ड्युटी, एउटा मान्छेलाई आउने एउटा एज अ ह्युमन बिइङ के, नट एज अ सिङ्गर. आई वान्ट टु सी इट एज अ ह्युमन बिइङ. मलाई एज अ मान्छेलाई जे ड्युटी आयो, जे जिम्मेवारी आयो, मैले पुरा गरेँ. जुन गर्न पाइनँ होला, त्यहाँ मैले गल्ती गरेँ होला, कति ठाउँमा मैले हिचकिचाइ गरेँ होला, कति ठाउँमा मैले के गरेँ, त्यसको लागि आइ एम सरी. बट एट द सेम टाइम आई एम प्राउड अफ वाट आई डिड. What I lived a great life, and now I think I'm not gonna come back again. But I want to send some good energy through my acts and work. Yeah, exactly. And let people decide कि अब art को field, profession को field बाट चाहिँ अब उति त उनीहरुको कुरा. I cannot say I want to be great, but if they say I'm great, I'll be happy. If they say, yeah, this was a guy who helped me, help me get out of this sad situation. His music helped me. I'll be happy as an old man. I'll just be lying with my, lying with my girl, talk old girl, sitting with my son or daughter, talking about my achievements. Yeah, that's how I see myself checking out.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much,
Manav. Thank you.
Do you have any last messages to give our audience?
Okay, last message is subscribe to Manav's podcast.
Manav's podcast.
Follow his journey. It's very inspiring. You've also inspired both of us.
Thank you for inspiring us, Manav. Thank you for inspiring us.
You're a really inspiring kid, Manav. The first time I saw you in the gym, I think Vivek Akash was training you for something.
Keep on doing what you do,
and then
Manav.
he gave me a backstory about you, and I was like, wow, man. I mean, like, तिमीले भन्छौ like kids like you or people like you shouldn't be staying at home, blah blah blah, but you know what you do even inspires just not just kids of your condition, but everybody,
of course,
so
man.
inspiring.
Just do what you're
to
doing.
See you doing the deadlifts and doing your best and pulling off this podcast all alone.
Of course,
it's
man.
so inspiring.
God bless you, Manav. God bless you.
And that is the whole point of, I think, human life.
Right?
It's constantly bouncing off inspiration off of each other. And
I think success for me is to leave a positive impact on just the people I meet. You know, like just motivating them to do better. I think it's more than anything I could ask for.
And it's amazing. In like when I was 15, all I was thinking about is I don't want to tell you what I was thinking about, but yeah, when I was 15, I was not thinking about these kind of things. That's what I want to say. And you are one gem of a person, man. Do what you're doing. Don't let that thumb come in between you and your dreams.
And I wish you all the best for your next year. If there's a competition, we'll come and support you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. This was a real honor, and
thank you, sir.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, we enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you. Now we will finish this thing and eat some samosas.
Clap, 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 clap.
Thank you.